What's up, fight fans? Welcome to another edition of Split Decision MMA. Dodger Dennis at the helm today.
Don't point over here. I'm right beside you.
Oh, you're right here.
I'm right there.
This weird square.
Hi.
Can I? But
hi. How you doing?
Look, I do this. It doesn't come out the other side. But that would be awesome if it did. Wait.
Hey, can you
make it happen?
Can you fix? I could. I got a green screen something.
No. I want to see your hand. Like it looks.
I can't. Oh.
we gotta work on that. We gotta work on
that. Go ahead. Do it. Good. Oh, it went the wrong way.
That's weird. You're in two different places.
Wow.
Anyway, this is your
This is what happens when we don't
very
have
serious show
anybody to
about
watch
mixed
us.
martial arts that we bring to you every week from the SimCal studios. And yeah, we got some fights to go over. We got some fights to preview.
Out of course, Moscow.
All of the news.
We're colluding with the Russians.
From the day, from the week, things going on. Starting with the first story.
All right,
first story. Halle Berry is going to be making an MMA movie.
Ooh, you picked a good picture. I don't think that's going to be in the movie, though.
I don't think so. I mean, it's possible. The movie is going to be called Bruised. She is going to be making her directorial debut in a movie called Bruised about mixed martial arts. It's going to be mixed martial arts drama.
Mixed martial arts drama.
She's also starring in it, which I didn't know right now. She's actually doing John Wick 3. Did you know
the
that?
screen fixed itself. That's awesome.
Did you know that?
She's in John Wick 3?
Yeah. So apparently she's taking the whole fight team, the who trained her and are doing the choreograph, and the production team over for this new movie.
They're doing a field trip?
Yeah, field trip to Bruised.
I like field trip.
And so this movie, here is the plot, which I think is great. It's Jackie Justice is a disgraced MMA fighter who has failed at the one thing she's ever been good at.
Oh, it's a girl?
Fighting.
JJ? Is that Joanna Jezerjack?
When 6-year-old Manny, the son she walked out on years ago, returns to her doorstep, Jackie has to conquer her own demons, face one of the fiercest rising stars of MMA, and ultimately fight to become the mother her kid deserves.
This is an MMA movie with demons?
Yes.
All right.
And mothers.
The mother of all demons.
I feel like this is direct to DVD. I'm just throwing that out there.
Maybe straight to Netflix.
Straight to Netflix?
Or Hulu or something.
Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Something.
Tufu?
I don't know if this is going to be a big...
Big draw?
Big draw.
I don't know. It's Halle Berry.
True.
I don't know. I've heard that some of the stuff that goes directly to these streaming sites is actually doing better than some stuff that's going to the
that
theater.
one Will Smith movie, Blight, whatever it was, it did pretty good.
Yeah. Was it Bright?
Was it Bright or Blight? Bright.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
We'll roll with that.
I watched it. We got some more MMA tattoos.
Why do they do it?
So instead of Conor McGregor's face, we got Nate Diaz's face.
So you...
on his elbow.
So then you could drop elbows on that dude's head.
Dude, it just, that's pretty realistic. I gotta give it to him, man. That's a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I mean, at least...
How long does it look like that for?
I feel like the tattoos are getting better that we're seeing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the Ronda one did not look like her.
No. but I mean, tattooers are getting better.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
fine
true.
lines are getting better. You
Elbows,
can tell,
dude.
You can tell that right there, the fine lines and the dot work on that. I almost want to go in the next room and bring somebody over and have them critique that.
Yeah.
Because right behind you, a lot of people don't know, but somebody's getting tattooed right now.
Is there?
Yeah.
I thought I was just saw them sketching stuff earlier.
Well, okay.
They're getting ready.
But I'm,
they're prepping.
ideally.
Yeah. I mean, just go knock on the door. Be like, hey, tattoo guy, come here.
Come check this out. Well, I don't want to knock on the door because if he's tattooing somebody, yeah.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to blend that line.
Who the hell's the chefs?
Yeah, elbows, dude. I have tattoos on my elbows. They, at least on me, they don't last. They start to go. I think my sister has the same issue. She has like a little bald spot right there. I have friends that they just don't work out well. Other guys, I've seen that have full no problems.
Yeah. Well, I've wanted them
really
on my
dry elbows. Though.
I've wanted them on my hands and in between my fingers. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted the bones.
They'll go away.
Yeah, they say
they rub too quick.
Well, plus the work that I do, I deal with a lot of lacquer thinners and stuff.
Oh, dude.
They said the ink would be gone.
How you have the ink in your tattoos now? It baffles me.
Well, I don't have any below my elbows.
Oh, there you go. Mr. Werdum.
Why?
Got busted by USADA.
The golden snitch.
The golden snitch once again strikes. This time he has tested positive for a prohibited substance. He got a 2-year sanction. He had tested positive for trenbolone, which is a metabolite.
I thought that was like a
intrabolone.
Instrument.
Joey, this is why we need your medical knowledge of your new job so we know how to pronounce this shit.
Right.
But this is following an out-of-competition drug test. So you were doing this while you weren't fighting.
Well, and you're losing.
Yeah.
You're losing and you're doing drugs. So he got 24 months, 2 years?
Yeah, so he was supposed to fight at this event going down this weekend. He was going to fight Olenek, but instead Mark Hunt is going to be replacing him.
Yeah, and then you got Mark Hunt basically saying shit to Werdum when it got him a fight.
Yeah, he's been talking shit to everybody though. He went on a big tirade about Lesnar again.
Well, I would go off about Lesnar.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody's cheating, they're cheating.
They're cheating. But he did not get the biggest sanction of from USADA. This is actually not from USADA. This is from the National Anti-Doping Agency in Italy, which is WADA, which technically, just a heads up before we get into this, the UFC does not have to follow these sanctions because it's not USADA. But Mario Romero Barella, in 2014, this is before her time in the UFC. She has been recently signed with the UFC. She actually won her first fight in the UFC.
What's happening, Rhonda?
Back at UFC 216. Actually, she's 1-1 in the UFC. But yeah, her last fight was at UFC 216. Anyway, so Miss Mara Barella is now going to be suspended. She already had a suspension of 15 years. She had a 15-year suspension from the Italy National Anti-Doping Agency for trafficking prohibited substances. Now they're going to push it and extend it to 26 years.
Oh, because she's a supplier.
Because she broke Article 412.3, which prohibits competing while suspended.
Anyone but that one.
Because she went to the UFC and competed on already a 15-year suspension, she's now got a 26-year suspension.
In Italy.
In Italy.
So obviously the UFC wasn't already following it if they let her fight with a 15. Or did they not know about it?
Or did they not know?
How do you not know? Do you not bet your fighters, UFC?
She was charged with violation of Article 8 of the same code, which prohibits the use of Italian sports facilities while on suspension. So basically what happened was back 2014 or before 2012, her and her ex-boyfriend at the time, a rugby player, were charged with distribution and sale of cannabis and cocaine after a 2-year investigation, which also indicted 31 other people.
So how is she not in any legal trouble? Because I know they're okay with pot.
They entered a plea deal that involved punishment from 1 to 4 years in jail. So she obviously went to jail at some point.
Right.
But after that, she decided, I'm still going to keep doing MMA, got in with the UFC. I don't know if the legal team didn't know about it or what.
Especially with cocaine being involved. I mean, we had a referee that got kicked out of the league for trafficking in pot, right?
Yeah, well, he had grow houses in California before it was technically legal.
Right, but I mean, still, I don't know that pot or cocaine are legal in Italy at all.
Or in any state, or any country,
right.
Or anywhere.
Right. That's what this whole thing's getting weirder the more you talk about it.
But yeah, so 26 years, man. What is the UFC? I mean, I'm waiting to hear what the UFC has to say.
I mean, come out here and fight in the casinos.
No, you can't. You're not supposed to fight anywhere.
No, you can fight wherever. HBRB, come on down.
Come on down.
Come on down.
Evan Dunham, man. Evan Dunham put up this thing on Twitter. He was not very happy about this. He said, I'm dealing with collections right now because the UFC never paid my ambulance bill from 2 fights ago. Even though I've sent the bill in multiple times, whoever is supposed to be handling it, hashtag the UFC. Yeah, he put this up on November 9th. And basically, someone must have reached out because all of a sudden he tweeted 2 days later, wish you didn't have to take it to Twitter, but now the medical bill is taken care of.
Oh, well,
so
hey.
Someone at least took care of it, but someone dropped the ball on taking his, basically, and he caused pretty much a little irony there.
Hey, more and more, Twitter is becoming the platform to communicate.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't think you should take it here. You shouldn't take it here. But look at this. Like, he tried the right route.
Yep. He's like,
took it to Twitter. Shit got taken care of.
Yep. And he's now since deleted all of his tweets, by the way.
Oh, well, yeah. As soon as the bill's paid?
This is bullshit. Like, why is it taking so long? They insisted. Like, I didn't actually want to go in the ambulance, but they made me.
Right. But what this does do is a lot of people we thought have been doing crazy stuff by going to Twitter and putting their shit out. Obviously, it's a method of getting things taken care of.
I mean, it's going to work, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, like Yelp for businesses.
Yeah.
But
at least, I mean, I'll give it to him. He went and took down his thing. Most Yelpers, when they get things corrected, don't go back and fix it.
Right.
Just saying.
Right.
From my experience.
As a restaurateur.
I fix things. People are like, cool, thanks, bro. What about your fucking Yelp, bro?
Nah, I'm going to leave that one.
I'm going to leave that.
I'm going to leave it there.
Bellator is going to Hawaii.
Before the UFC.
Before the UFC. Bellator is going to have the first major MMA event in Hawaii since 2008.
Wow. What was in 2008?
I don't remember. I'll have to look. It was probably a Rumble on the Rock. Something like that. Honolulu native Ilima Lee McFarland will defend her belt against Valerie Latanu at Bellator 210, December 15th in Hawaii. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I know in the 90s, Tough Man was out there because I know they brought tough people in from all over the 50 states, right?
Elite XC Return of the King. There you go. That's how old that is.
Well, if it's
KJ Noons against,
if it's Elite, it was the UFC.
Pretty sure that was a KJ Noons against Diaz. I'm pretty sure.
Or did Elite become Strikeforce?
Well, they had a partnership with Strikeforce at the time. I know that they exchanged fighters back and forth, and they did Show XE events where it was a Showtime or a Strikeforce event with Elite XE. I remember they did that a few times. Let's see if we can find this here. Return of the King.
So I wonder if that was like still where, what's his name? Don Mann still had his hands in every MMA thing.
He was. See, I knew it. There we go. KJ Noons defended his belt against Yves Edwards. Nick Diaz fought on that same card.
You're like an MMA encyclopedia.
I remember that because I remember they got in like a fight afterwards.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
And that was when Diaz decided to shave down his eyebrows. Not like the hair, but like had the bone file down underneath his face.
Scar tissue.
Wouldn't get all cut up anymore.
They leathered him up.
Another big announcement for fights. We've been talking about this for a long time. Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz 3.
Want to see my shocked face?
We have a poster now. You see Chuck's shocked face? I'm actually fighting.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's Chuck with the look in his eyes. That's like a meme, man.
Yeah.
That's the Chuck that can beat anybody.
Yeah, and I can
Chuck
finally
with the look in his eyes.
I can finally give my source, and I'm finally going to give him the recognition. Dan Freeman is the one who told me this was going to happen 2 years ago.
But does it happen? Because both those fighters are from photos of the fighters are from the UFC. They don't even have current marketing.
You don't know if they do. They just thought these pictures were better.
Photoshop.
These pictures are better.
Add a little weight to Chuck so he looks older. Put some lines in. Let's just... Golden Boy. There you go.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how all the... Because this
I also like that it says bout card subject to change. There's only one bout.
No, there's not.
There's only one bout. They've only announced Chuck versus Tito.
Yeah, but I mean, same thing with the Mayweather... Conor fight, and then they filled the card in.
Who do you think's going to be on that card?
Other fighters.
Is it going to be boxing or MMA?
I think it will be kickboxing and MMA.
You think kickboxing and MMA will fill the card?
Probably not.
We don't know.
Yeah. I bet there's at least 4 other fights. I bet you they do it like just a main card.
A mini?
Yeah.
All right.
Because the forum's not that big.
It's going to be on pay-per-view?
But the forum's not that big.
It's going to be on pay-per-view. Mr. Golden Boy himself, Oscar De La Hoya, is saying this will be the biggest paycheck that Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz have ever received.
How can he even... How can you say that, Napoleon?
He also said he might be running for president.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So I don't know where to go with that.
Yeah, to quote Kurt Angle, it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
It's damn true. I don't know what to do with that, number one. Number two, you're going to go under like Affliction if you go that way.
Okay, wait a minute. I think it might be the most pay they've had so far. Now, think about pay structures back when they were fighting, and think about money now.
I don't know. There's rumors that Chuck got the first ever million payday, but it wasn't disclosed.
Right. And if they do a straight share of pay-per-view and tickets...
Are you going to pay-per-view this?
I will stream it.
Somebody will pay-per-view this.
Yeah. No, I don't know. This is something that might get my money. As long as they don't go over like $29.99.
All right, yeah, I got to see the price.
Yeah.
$19.99, sold.
Right. If you try to do me like the UFC,
$54.95, not happening.
No, because you can't even do SD anymore.
Yeah, I know. You have no option.
You have no option.
Another big fight announced that was probably should have been linked to the other story that's close to Hawaii. BJ Penn is back.
Doesn't this hurt your heart?
Again, yeah. BJ Penn is back again. He is going to be fighting Ryan Hall December 29th in Las Vegas. This fight has been rumored for quite some time now, but it is official. BJ Penn is back. He's in lightweight. At least he's in a weight class that I'm okay with.
Look,
155.
I totally expect Hall to have
He's
that
not at
same face.
145 or 135. Like, I'm really happy.
Yeah, that Hall's gonna have that same face when they fight. He's like, "Come on, BJ, just lay down. Don't make me hit you again."
I love BJ Penn. I really do. And Albert, our guy that was on here with us last week, that is his absolute favorite fighter. He's BJ Penn's #1 fan, hands down. And he got so excited he texted me. He's like, BJ Penn's back. And he's like, shouldn't be fighting. He's like, shut up. Just let it happen. I just want him to go on a win.
Right,
he's just like so upset.
Who's the famous NFL, the Gray Ghost, where they were like, he just should have left that while he was on top.
Let it go.
Yeah, just go out on top.
Just let it go, dude. It's okay to let it go. It's okay.
But I understand, too. Do you think he needs the money? Or you think
No! BJ Penn had money before he got into MMA. Both his parents were doctors.
Okay. All right.
That's why he just hung out in Hilo and was like, yeah, I'm training. He had natural talent, so he got through a lot of shit. The big fight, obviously, it's going to be going down next month. We got Khabib versus Conor. There's actually going to be a press conference now. This has not been announced. They've been talking about this for a long time, that it's very weird that we don't have any media other than the one little trailer and then a bunch of fan trailers people have made, or media events or a tour or anything like that. They say they want to have them focus on training, number one. And number two, that even now the presser is going to be going September 20th. That's coming up from Radio City Music Hall in New York City, but the public's not allowed.
Right. So
This is like one of the first times
Is it really a presser then?
in a really long time.
Is it really a presser then?
They're both going to be there.
I mean, you think they're worried? Because you know that the Russian mafia said that they were gonna make things right after everything that had happened with the whole dolly throwing incident, right?
I don't know, man. I think the whole thing is very, very strange. I don't know what's going to happen.
Because you gotta remember, we had two.
They said Conor and Khabib will be there.
Yeah,
which is better than the last press conference where they announced the fight. Neither of them were there.
Because what a lot of people don't realize is we had two, like a Russian clique and an Irish clique, fighting or trying to fight in an American venue.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe this little battle that's between the two. I mean, because they got like the IRA and stuff, right?
They'll just settle it.
I don't know.
You give your MMA fighter like that whole. We've talked about this before. That like I think the president of the United States, the president of all these countries, they're the ones that should do the battle. No war. We'll just all right. We won. You won. You sent forth your best presidents.
Well, if Trump has to fight, I say we do sumo.
Yeah, we're not going to win if Trump's going to be fighting.
Especially not against Putin.
No, not who's like a Sambo champion.
Yeah. No, and he'll probably have Seagal come in for him, right?
Tag in.
Yeah. Oh, what if, can we send a representative?
Oh, representative, just one?
Yeah.
One person settles it all? That's what I feel like this is. This is Russia versus Ireland.
I think Pence is a badass. He might.
So, there we go. Further in the Conor news, Mike Chiesa, obviously not happy with the dolly incident that happened. He is actually suing Conor McGregor in a lawsuit, and he is saying that he is, let's see, what do we have? He suffered cuts to the face, he had bruises, all this stuff. The lawsuit says that he had suffered severe emotional distress, mental trauma, and or bodily harm. He is suing McGregor for assault and battery with an intentional infliction of emotional distress. He is also suing the Barclays Center for negligence, claiming they failed to engage in proper security measures to protect them and other patrons.
So at this point, we now know that it was not a staged event.
No, definitely not staged.
Because even I started to buy into that up to a certain point that this was just like a WWE hype stage.
A lot of people thought, yeah.
And then when he went off script by grabbing the dolly or the bike rack.
Right.
Or the barricade.
Or
the dumpster. Or the garbage
all
can.
the other things that were going on, yeah. What do you think? I've seen some trolls online that are like, man, Michael Chiesa, you're being a bitch. Why are you suing, man? Ray Borg got glass in his eye and he's not suing.
No, I feel he's suing because he wasn't punished the way he was never suspended from the UFC.
Never suspended, which to me is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think the UFC should have suspended him and or fined him for at least something. The fact that they're just like, the courts took care of it. We shouldn't have to do anything.
And
no, you still have to hold your guys accountable.
Right.
And come on.
The court didn't.
And the court, because he got off the courts. But, still, you saw what happened. Everyone knows what happened. Just because he pled guilty to allow himself to get the lowest amount possible for fines, suspensions, and not going to jail That's different than the UFC's actual fighter conduct policy.
But
I mean, they suspended John Jones when he got busted for wrecking his car. They suspended Thiago Alves when he got busted for running into a strip club and shooting at people and stuff like that. Like, they've suspended other fighters for other things before.
They kicked out, was it Paul Daly?
Yeah, Paul Daly for punching a guy after the bell.
Right. Kicked him out.
He's gone.
Not suspended. Kicked him out.
Kicked him out. And it's like, you have to give some sort of...
We suspended, who's the big dude? Roy Nelson.
Yep.
For pushing, what's his name?
For pushing Big John. Yep.
Come on.
You got to have something. There's got to be something. So,
and even though they said, well, we didn't let him fight in the fight that he was scheduled to fight in, that we never had him scheduled to fight in.
Yeah.
He didn't fight in that one.
Yeah. He was supposed to, but we didn't do it, even though it wasn't ever announced. I don't know, man. I think he should have been punished a little bit more, at least from the UFC's part of it. I mean, Mike Chiesa is going to sue, as he should. I mean, I don't see a problem with it. People that are calling him a bitch and saying that it's not fair that he's suing and all this stuff. First of all, Conor's got the money. Second of all, Conor has to be held accountable for his actions.
And he did miss out on a paycheck.
Yeah, you have to be held accountable for your actions.
But he did miss one paycheck.
Yeah.
And he should be paid that paycheck.
Yeah.
If not 10 times that paycheck.
Something. I mean, guys that are defending Conor, to me, I don't get it.
No,
I don't get it at all.
If this is the only thing, but if this didn't happen 3 months after the Bellator thing,
yeah, and he got nothing from that either.
Right?
Like, people are just letting him do whatever he wants because he makes them money, which I get. But he could still be your number one star. Play the bad boy angle. But at the same time, he still has to be held accountable for his actions.
Right. And where's the commission on all this?
Yeah. I mean, I still haven't seen anything.
You know?
I still haven't seen
Licensing board, all these people, where are they at?
UFC 228 happened over the weekend, and we will get to that in just one brief moment because we do have to bring up a fight fan who was watching fights and constantly posts on Instagram and Twitter and whatever.
A casual fight fan.
Yeah, I didn't say he was anything more. He was just a fight fan who actually had his own commentary show for the UFC, Mr. Snoop Dogg here.
Yeah.
Mr. Snoop Dogg here had his own... They actually took him off because fighters are complaining about the shit that he was talking.
It was a test.
But at the same time, it's the same thing when we all sat here and watched a fight and we did our Fight Companion podcast. It's how guys talk during a fight.
Right.
You make jokes, you talk about this, you talk about that. You know, you see some interesting things. That's just what happens. It's kind of what we do on the show here.
No, my friend, we never brought race into it.
I don't think it's the race part that has anything to do with it. I think it's the fact that Snoop Dogg was so stoned, he thought that Darren Till was Kobe Covington. Because he starts being, fuck you, you Trump motherfucker, you Trump believer. It's like, no, Darren Till's an Englishman. He has nothing to do with that.
He threw Cracker out a couple times.
I didn't hear Cracker, but I heard him say, you're not the gorilla. You're not the gorilla.
Right,
My boy T. You know, it was kind of funny because I think, obviously, Snoop Dogg is a fight fan, but he's not a hardcore fight fan. He got the guys confused. And it was a little funny. Darren Till went on his own Instagram and said, "Shit happens. Well done, Tyrone Woodley. We'll see. You'll see me again very soon. Snoop Dogg, you're a fucking bitch. Fuck you."
Yeah. And what more could he do? I mean, you don't want the 213.
I wonder at one point if someone finally told Snoop Dogg, "Bro, that's not Kobe Covington. The next fight, when you watch it and you want to talk shit about Kobe Covington, no one's going to care. Everyone's going to laugh because Kobe Covington's a troll anyway."
Yeah, I don't think he cares.
But just say, "Hey, man, Darren Till, wrong man, wrong guy. I'm sorry."
I don't believe a lot.
I know he's Tyrone Woodley's friend, though.
Yeah, but I don't think a lot of people who are Snoop Dogg fans are big MMA fans. You know, I don't think it translates.
But they actually got rid of his show with Uriah Faber because fighters were saying that he was being unprofessional and they didn't like the nicknames and they didn't like
true MMA fans.
Yeah, and it's like, first of all, it's not like it's your main commentary track.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's an SAP.
It's an extra, you know what I mean?
Secondary
it's
audio.
A comedy track. That's basically what it is.
Right.
It'd be like if they actually hired us to do a show. We'd be doing the same thing.
Right.
Oh, look at this fat motherfucker right here. Oh, he's going to beat his ass. Come on.
And when we did the story on that, that's what we said. They were like, how can you be mad at something that you had to pick to listen to?
Yeah.
You didn't have to listen to it.
Yeah. Maybe they should have put comedy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of alternate commentary. Should have just said alternative comedy.
Right.
Would have worked. Anyway, UFC 228 did go down this past week. We had the prelims on Fight Pass. We had Jared Brooks get a win over Roberto Sanchez. We had Irene Aldana get a win over Lucille Pudovia. Jim Miller gets his win over Alex White.
Good for Jim Miller, man. Good for Jim Miller.
got the record, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Only for a little bit. If you see the numbers that everybody else has,
they're pretty close.
Yeah, they're
really close.
Yeah.
Diego Sanchez back in the win column over Craig White. He's going for the belt.
Yes.
He's going for the belt.
So after both those
He's going
fights,
for the champ.
you have to think, did I get in a hot tub time machine?
No. Dude, I don't care if Diego wins. He's never going to get the belt.
Maybe.
It's not happening.
This is the beginning of that Bisping run he was talking about.
Takes off.
It's just like a bottle rocket.
Darren Stewart with the win over Charles Byrd on your first card on FX. Remember, this was on FX, not FS1. Jeff Neal over Frank Camacho. Aljamain Sterling over Cody Stammen.
Congrats. Sterling wanted that submission. He got the submission.
Woo. It wasn't as good as the next knee bar, though, I have to say. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Tatiana Suarez gets her win over Carla Esparza. TKO punches just mauled her all 3 rounds. There was one judge, though, that was really confused and gave a 10-8 win of the first round to Carla. Later admitted, I got the fighters confused.
Yeah.
Why are you judging?
Did you see Eric Kowal?
Oh, yeah? Lit him up.
Fucking livid.
And he should have. We need accountability for judges, just like we do our fighters. We need accountability for judges.
So if they had to go to the score, could that judge have said, hey, I confused the fighters?
If he changes it before it's turned in. Once it's turned in,
it is what it is?
It kind of is what it is.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they might be able to appeal it later, and he could say, yeah, it's my fault. Like, that's a possibility, and I don't see that wouldn't be a problem. But ahead of time, I mean, he's fucking up.
So I thought
they need to check some credentials on some judges, man.
Right. I thought I seen a strike count on this, and it was 85-1.
Oh, yeah. She whooped her.
Wow.
Whooped her.
That's crazy.
On to the main card, on pay-per-view, Abdul Razak Al Sahan gets a win, knockout in the first round in 43 seconds over Nico Price. Jimmy Rivera gets his win over John Dodson. I was pretty surprised with that, actually. Not surprised that he got the win after watching the fight, but surprised that John Dodson was my pick beforehand.
Right. But Jimmy Rivera really stepped it up.
Stepped it up big time.
Oh, yeah.
I was really, really excited about that. Zabit Magomedsharipov, the Beast.
He was 1,400, negative 1,400.
Got the win over Brandon Darris with a knee bar. He looked like he was folded in half.
Yeah.
Like his leg was over his own head, and Zabit's like, fucking breaking that shit.
It was like some cool ass Kama Sutra.
It was scary, man. It was scary. Because the first time I saw the picture, I'm like, I don't see the knee. Oh my god, that's a knee bar.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad. Anyway, good job for Zabit. Jessica Andrade gets a knockout win over Carolina Kowalkiewicz, 158 of the first round.
And again, Kowalkiewicz did not show up. Kowalkiewicz did not show up. I don't know if she had a bad weight cut, but just physically, everything
did not look good.
No, she was slow. Even when she did land what minimal strikes she did land, didn't look like they had much power behind them.
Leading up to the fight, allegedly, Andrade said that she would step down to fight Shevchenko for that title, for the flyweight title, if she needed to make the weight.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool. Tyron Woodley gets your win over Darren Till. Submission Darce choke in round number 2.
So after this fight, I don't believe anybody can say anything to Tyron Woodley about timidity or...
No, I'll give it to him. He stepped it up in this fight, and he looked really good. The only thing I will say to Tyron Woodley is you are not the GOAT. You can't say you're the welterweight GOAT yet.
I know, but I would...
You are making a good resume for yourself.
Let him say it, though.
You're taking some guys out. You're getting some actually legit wins. You're getting some impressive wins, but you're not the GOAT quite yet, my friend.
But he is until he ain't.
All right.
Right?
No, GSP, hands down, welterweight GOAT.
No, I understand that. But I mean, in his mind, he is until he ain't.
Right.
Until you stop the train.
I feel like he's getting real close to that Stipe level. You know what I mean? Where Stipe was taking everybody out at heavyweight, and people were starting to be like, "Oh, he could be the GOAT, man. He could be the GOAT."
Right.
You got to be careful what's coming around the corner, man.
Yeah. I mean,
his next fight, obviously, they're talking about Colby Covington, which I don't think would be a problem necessarily for Tyron Woodley. You
don't think so? Because he's not. It's a real unorthodox way of fighting.
He does, but I think Tyron's wrestling's better than Colby's, and I think he's got a heavier hand. I don't think it's as heavy as he likes to think it is.
Like I said, this
like I talked about on the last week's show.
This fight,
but I do think it's heavier than Colby's.
Right. This fight took away all my talking points as far as, well, if he gets in there and mixes it up.
Right. I mean, he did well. I'll give it to him. They gave him his black belt.
Yeah, on all 3 stages. Grappling, taking down.
Darren Till just
landing
it's like
punches.
He couldn't get it off. He could not get a punch off.
Right.
He had the reach.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah, Tyrone worked out the height difference, the reach difference.
Yeah.
He had a good plan. He came in with a great plan.
Yeah. It was good for Tyrone, man, and they're good. They're saying it could be as early as November.
Really?
As early as November.
Well, probably because Woodley just really didn't sustain much damage.
No. So we'll see what that actually ends up happening. UFC is going to Moscow. That is going to this is the official poster.
Does that say 15 cent at the bottom? Oh, no, that's the 15th.
That's the 15th of this month.
Okay.
That's September, sir.
September.
In our year of the Lord, the 2018. I think that's what it says.
Oh, really?
And you must be 16 years old or more to watch this, I think.
Hey, maybe the Russian split decision can send us a message. And tell us.
I tried to go to your guys' website. I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if I'm blocked or you're blocked or we're blocked.
Maybe they finally got our cease and desist.
This is all going down on Fight Pass. Let's just run through the main card since that is a lot of names. Although you can see, I know CB Dalloway's fighting on the. He's the main fight on the undercard. Anyways, you got Alexei Kunchenko against Thiago Alves. Andrei Arlovsky fighting Shamil Abdurakhimov. So many consonants. Jan Blachowicz going against Nikita Krylov. And your main event, Mark Hunt. Going up against Olieski Oleinik.
I think the Blachowicz Krylov is going to be the big fight.
That's the big one?
I think so. I'm not real familiar with the guy that Arlovsky's going to fight.
It looks like we had some weigh-in issues. Jin Susun and Meterbek Tersimov both missed weight on their respective fights.
Oh, is it tiramisu? I thought that was tiramisu.
Terimazov. So Sun was fined 20% of his purse that went to his opponent, and Terimazov also started 40% of his purse and went to his opponent. So there you go. Some guys missing weight. Anyway, that's it. That's the show for the week.
That's good. We're keeping them all at 30 minutes, man.
Keeping them all nice and
consistent.
concise.
Yeah.
Concise.
It's in there. You just drop in, give us 30 minutes.
In and out, right?
Yeah. That sounds good for lunch.
No, I had too many burgers, man. I'm standing on the Strongboard, which we are sponsored by StrongboardBalance.com. Make sure you get on board Strongboard. I am balancing on this thing pretty much every day that we're here, which so once a week. Not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But I definitely need it today. I went to the Sacramento Burger Battle last week, or yesterday.
How many burgers did you think you ate?
So total 4 burgers.
Did you hear that, Kowal?
I had 16.
He ate 4 burgers. How many cheesesteaks did Kowal eat when he went out?
I don't know. He bitched out after like 2. I think
2.
1.5. So these burgers, they could either be slider size or they would take a full burger and cut it into quarters. There were 16 restaurants. I had 16.
Wow.
Plus a few beers.
Wow. And but the beers, that's your usual.
No, it was a good palate cleanser because by first 5, I was eating the whole thing. Just like, yeah, this is great. These are awesome. I get to the next one, I'm like, I need some water, some beer. Go back to get some beer, and I'm just all of a sudden, I probably by I would say number 10, I'd be like, it tastes like meat. I don't know if this is good or if it's bad. I don't know which one I just had. I need a palate cleanse. I've already had so many.
How was Walkie of Walkie Craft Stainless?
Walkie did great. He initially said he was going to do all 16 burgers with me. I think he tapped out at 10.
And I had heard that somebody almost died from a Jenga incident.
Yeah, there was a crazy Jenga. You know, the full-size Jenga made out of 2x4s. We did see one fly across and almost hit a lady in the face. I may or may not have been involved. It definitely wasn't me.
But did you guys win the Jenga game?
But I witnessed it.
Did you win the Jenga game?
I didn't win my game. After that, I was like, dude, we need to walk away. This game is dangerous. But yeah, it was a good time if you ever were in the Sacramento area in September. Check out the Sacramento Burger Battle. Also, if you take credit cards, you need to go to dependablesolutions.com, correct?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Dependable Solutions, they can save you up to
70%.
70%. That always blows my mind, man.
Off the card.
70%.
Well, you don't
off
know
of all your fees and taxes and all that kind of stuff that they put together. They will save you up to 70% by switching to Dependable Solutions.
But that's because other card companies really have a huge markup and a huge fee.
Yeah.
You know, for a long time, you
don't even pay attention. You don't see all the little things stacking up.
Yeah, I didn't realize I would even go to like people that I know that do tattoos and stuff, and I'd pull out a plastic and I'd see them cringe, and I didn't understand that they were paying fees for me to use my plastic.
Yeah.
You know? I try to use cash as much as I can, you know. That way people really get their money.
But if you, like I said, but you need to use that plastic. Dependable Solutions will save you up to 70% for your business.
Yep.
And is anybody else? We got anybody else?
Well, like I already mentioned, Walkie Craft. Get your man card. Go to Etsy.com. Shop Walkie Craft.
And then, of course, we are always filming out of the SinCal studios. This is right next door to SinCal Industries. You got tattoos, piercings, and all the
and a glass
stuff.
shop. We got a glass shop.
SinCal glass.
I think they have an 8-foot bong.
8 foot?
Maybe.
Man.
I might exaggerate.
What weight class is that? Anyway, that is it for the show today. You guys have a good night, and we will see you at the fights.
And we are out.
Yeah.